Krásný den, rockeři, my vás zdravíme z Vizovic. Je tady další ročník Masters of Rock a my jsme moc rádi, že tady jsou s náma někteří z interpretů. Zrovna dneska je tady Eicca z Apocalyptiky. Hello, Eicca.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Usually at this time of the year it's very hot in here, but today it's not so bad, so we're happy.
Oh, we are very happy because we've been touring a lot of festivals this summer in Europe. It's been hot everywhere.
Yeah.
We've been going, and I just came yesterday from Malta, where it was
All right.
warm enough.
all right. So your show is still gonna be tonight. You're preparing, right? So we're very thankful that you took your time to spend it with
No,
us
my
here
pleasure.
for your fans and our TV. I want to talk about a lot of the things,
Please.
but I know that you have created 10 studio albums, if I'm
Yes,
correct.
yes.
The first one and the latest one are the Metallica covers. To the latest one, I will come later,
Yeah.
but I want to go back to the first one, if you allow me.
Of course.
Because I remember that huge breakdown when you came out with that,
Yeah.
and it was amazing for everybody. I think everybody at that time knew Metallica, of course, but the way you presented the music was very refreshing and very new and very unusual. How did you come to that idea?
You know, for us, it was kind of like we were really surprised about the reaction of people when they heard the first album, because for us it was kind of like the most natural thing to do. We played the music we love with the instruments we can play. So we are classically trained cellists, but we've been a big metal fans since we were teenagers. And on some point, I started to think that, okay, why can't we play Metallica with cellos for our own fun? You know, we didn't have any plan to make an album or anything to form a band. It was just like we were a bunch of cellists who loved Metallica and metal music in general, and we started to play it for friends, for fun. And that's how it started. So we had no expectations. So we were really surprised when people were like, wow, this is revolutionary. I never heard anything like this. We're like, oh, what are you talking about? You know.
Okay, so let me go back before that even. So does it mean that you didn't create your own music before, or
No, we played classical music. We were
Okay.
classical.
Oh, all right,
so we were
all right.
training classical music, and we were already, when we did the first album, we've been playing concerts as classical musicians since we were young, really young. So, you know, playing in symphony orchestras, playing as a soloist of orchestra, playing string quartets, piano trios, you know, all kind of classical repertoire. So that was kind of our main thing. And metal was just fun because we loved the metal as well, you know.
all right? And did you ever get that feedback from the audience, from the fans, that from the beginning, I mean, that you were just like the cello cover band, or was it like immediately like, wow, this is amazing, and they considered you like a legend band?
Oh, I think the first times we played to any audience was the University of Music, the student parties there. So we played like 3-4 songs to friends. You know, we have a little pre-Christmas party, all the students and stuff, and then we play there 3 songs. That's kind of a fun entertainment. So I think we didn't even think ourselves being a band before the third album, Cult.
Okay.
So I think we were just cellists who played metal together for a long time in the beginning. And of course, with the first album, even we got such a positive reaction. We got a lot of, most of the people were like, okay, this is a fun gimmick thing, but it can't go on. You know, people were like, okay, it's a one-time wonder. But our interest musically evolved into writing original music, and it kind of, I think that was the turning point when we did the third album, Cult, which was original music, my compositions mainly, that we actually became a band, like in a more traditional sense, even we played cello. So I think the transition, everything has happened very naturally during Apocalyptica career.
Did you ever get the feedback from the original members of Metallica to your first album?
Yes, and that was great because Metallica guys, when they heard the first album, they were giving a lot of great comments about it, very positive comments, and we ended up opening for them already in November 1996. It was kind of probably our 5th concert after the album release. We were already opening for Metallica 2 nights. So we met the guys, and you know, we have been friends ever since. You know, we've been doing a lot of things with Metallica over the years, and of course that was probably also a big part of metal community accepting us, because it was like, okay, Metallica themselves, that they were pretty critical for all kind of cover, but with special versions of their music, but they loved our stuff. And with, you know, our versions, they decided to do the Symphony STM, also in 1998. So I think that was kind of convincing, very convincing. And I think, you know, the way how we did, and that time always, and even still sometimes, I think the so-called crossover music, when classical musicians are playing rock or metal musicians are playing classical, it very often feels like, okay, there is a little gap. That something is missing in there. Something like the classical music, that they are not really feeling the rock music with their soul. You know, they play it. But I think in our case, because we grown up equally with classical and metal music, I was like, we did it so passionately, the first album. And it's even, if I listen back to the first album now, I can have a lot of opinions about how it sounds and so on. But I can still hear the excitement and the kind of like 100% passion on that. And I think that was the reason why it became so successful, that kind of people found it so exciting.
I think the passion is really obvious. Even, you know, in your real life performances or live performances, it's like you're like the warriors with instruments on the stage.
Thank you. Thank you. That's nice to put.
All right. Now, when we move to the next albums, you also did some covers for of other huge names like Sepultura or Nirvana or Led Zeppelin, and there's a lot of names like that. Yeah. How do you choose, or how do you select the songs? Is it according to what do you like, or?
Yeah, it's more what we like, and even before the first album, we did already some Sepultura stuff, and so our idea originally was to play metal, not only Metallica, but for the first album, the record company guy, he was like, oh no, let's just have it strictly Metallica for the first album. That's why second album we were like, okay, we want to do songs we like, and of course it was very much, especially on that time, that okay, what we feel is suitable that we can make work.
Right, right.
There were a lot of songs that were like, oh, these are great songs, but if we played with cellos, it was like, okay, something important is missing.
Right, right.
So.
And may I ask, what is the procedure? How does it work? Once you select the song, do you need like the artist's approval, or how does it work?
I don't know actually how.
Okay.
Fully goes. I think we asked the permission to those. I think it's if you change drastically something, then you need to have a permission for the recording. You can perform all kind of versions of anything. That's you can do. But I think to record something, you need to get some kind of permission. So we always ask the permission. But it's the record company or somebody who does that part.
Okay, all right. I also want to ask about the names that you cooperated with, or cooperate like Dave Lombardo, for example.
Yeah.
That's a great name. And also, for example, our Czech sweetheart, Marta Jandová.
Yeah.
That's nice. Can you tell me a little bit more about some names?
Oh, there's been so many. I have never even counted that how many different vocalists we've been working with for albums. Probably
how
20,
does it work?
25.
Like you think of them, and or you call them, or
I think every collaboration has a little bit different background. Sometimes it's like we meet people, we are like, it would be great to do something together, and then we figure out if time schedules, if we find the right song. Sometimes we have a song and we're like, okay, who could sing this song? Great, and then we contact the person.
All right.
So there's been all kind of approaches for that. But for Marta was like, we wanted to do with her, especially with her voice. And then we were like, okay, let's do different versions of this. And we made the German, the English version, and then we ended up making the same song in French with the French singer. But it's every time it comes a little bit differently.
All right. And when does James Hetfield come?
He's on the last album.
Excellent. All right.
But he's not singing. He's not singing.
What does he do?
He's a narrator. So he's speaking the lyrics of one.
Excellent.
Which is very, very, very unique thing.
Okay, so thank you. We got to the latest album finally.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's called Metallica Volume 2,
Yeah.
right? It was released last year. How happy are you about that?
I'm really happy about it. Even of course it starts to feel okay. It's a long time ago. It's an old album, almost for us. But it was challenging process because it felt like reinventing the wheel. We were like, okay, every song that ends up on the album, that Apocalyptica version really needs to bring a new perspective. You know, our version needs to highlight some qualities of Metallica's music that people necessarily don't hear from the original version. To give different dynamics or something. So it was actually a surprisingly difficult process to choose the songs. So we had tried a lot of songs and we were like, okay, this is good because the song is great, the original song is great, but the Apocalyptica version is only good, and that's not good enough. You know, it needs to feel it's great. You know, like it's something really exciting. And of course, then suddenly when we were working on the material, we started to get these ideas. Like for example, for Horsemen. I had a strong feeling I really want to make the song. And then there's this big, easier middle section. And I felt that this bass line needs to be played by bass. And if somebody is playing it with bass, would be cool that it would be somebody meaningful. So I asked Rob Trujillo to play it. And he was like, oh, yes, of course. So we got Rob to play that. And then Call of Cthulhu. I always loved that song, the instrumental Metallica song. And I just realized some years ago that, okay, all the cool sounds, weird sounds in there, they are actually on the bass performance by Cliffa Burtona, you know, who passed away in 1986. So I was like, oh, it would be so cool if we could get that bass track and play it. And I told Lars Ulrich, I was like, we have this kind of crazy ideas just popping up, and what do you think? And he was like, wow, this is something totally new. I don't think it's going to work out. You know, it's so many. We need to get the confirmation from so many people, you know, Cliff Burton's family, we have to check all their contracts and stuff. But, you know, Metallica, they loved all the ideas so much they made it happen. Same with James, that Perttu, my bandmate, had a vision for this orchestral massive kind of honorable version for the greatness of the song one. And then the lyrics should be spoken. So we were thinking about different actors who would do that, and then thinking, of course, it would be ultimate if James would do it. I'm like, but it's not going to happen. I was like, let me find a way to ask James, and James was like, yeah, of course. And so,
fantastic.
So I think so many unexpected great things came together. Dave Lombardo is also playing on Black End, but it's not only about the guests. I'm very satisfied for the album that I think every version on the album is really, really highlighting the high quality of Metallica's compositions. You know, how the music is composed. And also that as Apocalyptica, I think we were able to bring our sound and our perspective to Metallica into totally new level from the past. So I'm very pleased with the album.
That's great. I believe we're gonna hear some of the songs today.
Many of them, because this tour is now, we actually have our set is just plays Metallica set list. So for a change, because on the previous tours we maybe played Nothing Else Matters and Seek and Destroy, maybe 2 songs only of Metallica for many years. So now we're like, okay, this is now pure Metallica show.
All right. To be honest, my most favorite song, your song, is called I Don't Care.
Yeah.
Is there a story behind this song?
Yeah. It's actually, it's a great, it is one of my first real co-writes. And I got such, I'm so lucky that I got an opportunity to write a song with Max Martin. I don't know if you know Max Martin, but he's a Swedish songwriter. He's one of the most successful songwriters in pop world of all times. So he's behind all Backstreet Boys, Last Weekend albums, Britney Spears, Ace of Base, you know, starting from Ace of Base. So he's done songs for Pink, whoever, you know. If you Google Max Martin, it's like that he's the probably most successful songwriter of all time after Paul McCartney and John Lennon. So I got an opportunity to write with him. And as a result of that,
amazing.
Is I Don't Care.
That's amazing.
Which we tuned, and we have two versions of I Don't Care because Adam Gontier, who was a singer of Three Days Grace, a Canadian band, he was the singer for that, and we did first a version for the album, but then in America, the record company was like, for the radios, we have to rethink this and we have to kind of remix it so it fits to their kind of radio sound. So we have also American edition of that. It's based on everything same, but you know the vocal performance and a little bit structure of the song is changed and the mix. And it's evergreen hit. It's still streaming over 3 million streams a month on Spotify after almost 20 years.
I'm not surprised.
It's a hard-proven song that people just want to. If some song is going so strong 20 years after the release, it tells something about the song. But I love the song. It's condensing Apocalyptica mood with this kind of powerful vocal structure of song. So it's a very unique piece. I'm happy that you can name it as your favorite song.
Yes, thank you. Now, I have just like a simple question, right? You use a bow for playing, right?
Yes.
Does it have to be somehow stronger than the usual bow playing metal music?
They have to be strong, but not much stronger. But what we do when we play kind of the riffs, like guitar stuff, so-called guitar stuff, we use black hair, which is stronger than the white hair, which is usually used in the bow. Okay. So it's a little bit harsher, like a double bass contrabass players, they use that sometimes. And then we use also the resin, which gives the grip, the stickiness to the bow, to the hair. Also, we use the double bass version for that. So we switch with different bows. And actually, now when you talk about the bows, that is the biggest challenge for us on playing shows, is the bow, how it reacts to the temperature and humidity. So when
I was going to ask about that.
That is the most challenging part of playing shows, absolutely by far. Like this festival season, it's been like 35 degrees and super hot, so the resin starts to melt, which means that it starts to lose its grip and the ability to create actually sound and the attack for the sound. So it makes it sound very different and so much harder to play. Today I'm interested how much the rain is going to affect, but we have found our way to go around it, but that's kind of the most changing factor. In all circumstances.
I understand. Well, that's why I wanted to ask about that, because I don't think the fans know it.
Yeah, people don't know it's horse hair. Yeah. And as our hair, I'm getting curly hair here because it's so humid, which is not usual. So we know how the wood and natural things that they react on the humidity, and because it's horse hair, it takes a lot of humidity in and releases. So,
right.
So it changes.
All right. You come to the Czech Republic quite often. You've been here,
of course,
many times. Maybe how do you compare, or how do you feel about Czech fans compared to maybe European other countries and fans?
I don't usually compare much fans in different territories because it's very hard to tell. What kind of people come to Apocalyptica show. That we have so many different musical styles in our records. So sometimes if we play very classical venue, the audience is a little bit different. If we play in Prague, for example, we play in a sports hall or we play a very classical hall. It's a little bit different audience on both of them. A little bit different kind of people. So that's why it's hard to compare countries, because inside the countries and inside the same city, the audience might be very different on different times. But of course, we have a special relation with Czech audience because Czech audience has been on board with Apocalyptica, and Czech people have understood the essence of Apocalyptica from the very beginning and been supporting us in all the changes, like from going from a cello group playing Metallica into original music with Cult album. I think we got the first gold awards and stuff. They were from Czech around 2000 and stuff. and it's always been pleasure. That's why we've been playing so much here. You know, every time we ask to play in Czech Republic, we are coming. You know,
That's great, because I think the Czech audience loves you.
oh, we love the Czech audience. It's great.
And we're very happy to have you here. I want to wish you a great gig. Great atmosphere.
Much. Thank you. It's going to be amazing. You know,
I believe
like we
so.
just had a signing session there, and we met some of the fans, and well, what I think is something similar in Czech people and Finnish people is some kind of realness that people are as they are. You know, it's no bullshit. You know, you know, this is how we are, and let's be as we are, and this certain level of honesty. Right. You know, it's existing there in the feeling. So I'm sure that it's going to be fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much once again. Say hi to your bandmates and enjoy the show tonight. And
thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
We'll be looking forward to meeting you again in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.